Yes, YouTube. Full day of eating is here. So, new low weight this morning, 214 pounds, and I am feeling it. So this morning we're only doing 20 minutes cardio at the minute. So I've done my 20 minutes cardio on the bike, and then I've done a 7,000 step walk, which takes me about an hour and a bit. Gone to the shop to get some bits. Literally well, I'm not later today because it's a rest day today, but a nice day today. I've caught up with work so I can literally housework and get things ready for packing in Texas, which is nice. So it gives me a little bit of time to be able to do this today. Prep brain's kicked in already. So what I'm going to do is get the first meal done, show you the first meal, tell you how I cooked it, and then I'm caught up, get it eaten, and then we can sort of settle into the full day of eating. Let's give it a go. Right, okay, so meal one is done. If you see like a lot of shit and cookies and stuff on the side, I'm living with my mate at the minute, so it's not mine. Long story, but I will touch on that at some point in the future, I'm sure. Temporary setup for me here. So meal number one, we have got 300 grams of prawns with 7 twists of pink salt, which is about 1.5 grams. So I just reduced my salt slightly. 20 grams of walnuts there, 100 grams of raspberries, and 100 grams of cream of rice. So this is rest day setup, meal number one. Training day setup for this meal is exactly the same actually. So I'm absolutely ravenous. I'm going to get into this before I go any further hypoglycemic. I'm actually already a litre of water, sorry, 1.5 litres of water in. I'll do 6 litres today. There'll be nothing else drunk apart from water. 13 days out today, so I'm going to start to slowly reduce my consumption of artificial sweeteners anyway. So I do have a can of Pepsi Max on a rest day up until this week actually. But that's been cut out now. And what else? Yeah, that's it. Meal number one, 13 days out. Let's get it. Yes. So we're in for meal two. So as a rule of thumb that I've always stuck by, I'll never eat before 2 hours and I'll never eat after 3 hours. So it'll always be 2 to 3 hours regardless. On rest days, every 3 hours, I've got 5 meals. And obviously on a training day, you have that period of training between pre-workout meal and post-workout meal, which is longer, so I can do it down to every 2 to 2.5 hours there. But on rest it's every 3 hours. So I've smashed the workout, really good start to the day actually. All my work is pretty much done. Well, I've got a couple of setup plans to do, which is unheard of, but it is a Saturday for me, which is a slightly quieter day, and it's a rest day, which is nice. So I'm going to get this meal in, and then for the rest of the day, like I said, it's like catching up on all household chores, washing, cleaning, and then getting the cases out ready to try and see what I need to take with me to Texas, which is one of the things that you got to do, but it's shit. I think it's shit anyway. However, meal number 2 is going down. So with the meals at the minute, I don't have any sauces or anything like that on them. The only artificial sweeteners I have are in my first meal, which is the cream of rice, and in the next meal, which is either cream of rice or rice pudding, which has the flavour powder in it. My protein portions have been lowered since coming back from the Netherlands to 200. I've always eaten 300 raw, but actually now it's 200 raw, so 200 raw of 5% mince from Tesco. I always shop at Tesco. I just think it's very consistent for what I like, and that's that. And we've got some potatoes as well, so I use the red potatoes, which are still white potato, but it's just obviously got a red skin. And the reason for that is their fibre content is less, is half than what a white potato is. So when you're carving up and things like that, having that little bit of less fibre is really good. But then I just carry on eating these, so it's just something I'm used to eating, and it's in my nutrition. So if you're carving up, I would use red potato. I'd stay away from sweet potato. It has sugar alcohol in it. So if sugar alcohol's in it, sorry. So if you're eating a lot of sweet potato and you're not used to eating a lot of sweet potato, it can cause you a lot of digestive issues. So basically shitting, which we don't want to do. So all in all, 13 days out, feeling okay, very, very sucked down, as you can probably see, but I'm used to this now. And in fact, actually, this is the bit I enjoy the most. This is like the suffering bit. Like earlier on when I was doing my walk, I was like, fucking hell, this is hard. And even then, I go for a little walk before my meal, so I do like a 15-minute walk before every meal, get 1,500 steps in. We call it digestion walk, but it's just easy to get your steps up. It's like, fucking hell, I'm suffering now. Like, the body fat's low, but energy's low. And the food actually that we're eating here is high, simply because we're trying to freshen up before we push back down again. But my weight's just still been coming down, so my weight was coming down, and so Nathan was like, right, let's give you more food and freshen up, and then we'll push down from tomorrow. But actually, we've had more food, so like 100 gram of cream of rice, 40 grams of potato, which is decent sized meals, but they're just, and my weight's just going down, and I can feel myself today like all my veins are thin, all my legs are super dry. I don't think you can see that, but like I'm getting lean. I can feel myself just pulling down. So we'll probably have another 2 to 3 days here. So I've got push tomorrow, then legs, and then I'm pretty sure we're going to have to just have a couple of days of freshening, feeding, like a couple of back-to-back high days, which will take me to Tuesday, Wednesday, and then dig back down again Thursday to Tuesday, no carb on Tuesday on the flight to Texas, and then get there Tuesday afternoon, have a session, a last sort of depletion session, and then start the carb up. So I'll take you on that with me. So meal number 2 is coming up. I will show you when it is ready. I'll simply just air fry the potatoes for 20 minutes on 200 degrees in the Ninja. Mince in the pan. If you've got a non-stick frying pan, you don't need to use oil. You don't need to use cal spray. Stop it. It's a non-stick frying pan. Bugs me that, but yes. Number 2. So this is what it looks like as I'm cooking it. Fingers everywhere, Jesus Christ. 1 second. Terrible cameraman. But yeah, as the mince is still just browning and there's the fat in the pan, I'll chuck the potatoes in from the air fryer so it just gets coated in a little bit of grease from the lean mince. And that's the meal, guys. So that's what it's going to be. Again, 7 twists of that. Potato, beef mince, and then 100 grams of raspberries. And that's what we're going for meal 2. I'm about, where are we? I'm nearly 3 litres of water in as well. So everything's good. Steps are good. On a rest day, I would advise that you try and keep your schedule as similar as possible. People can feel lost on a rest day. So I get up I get up an hour later on a rest day. So then my meals are sort of like not finishing at 6 o'clock at night. I get up an hour later, and then, for example, meal 1 after my walk, and then I'll administer my jabs and stuff like I normally would before meal 2. Then I'll go for a walk, and then I'll have meal 2, which would technically be pre-workout. But then from that point, I get back, do some more work. Meal 3. Just keep going like that. If you get up late and then you don't have your meal for 2, 3, 4 hours, or you're out of sync or you're out of whack, it can mess you up. So always try and keep your rest days as close as possible as you can to your training day, especially on a weekend. Like if you've got a normal job and you're 9 to 5 or whatever, it's easy to keep that structure. But on a weekend, people can really falter, and that's where things go to shit. But yeah, this is meal 2. Again, I'm starving today, but it will disappear in seconds, and it'll feel like I've never eaten it. But it is what it is. Okay. Right, we're back for meal 3. This next meal is a banger. It's actually my favourite, and the reason it's my favourite is because I get to have this. I can have this with meal 1, and I will start having this with meal 1 actually, but I didn't want to change things too soon. The rice pudding, honestly, it's essentially like rice flakes, but it comes with like you can get flavour powder to put in it, and it's dangerous. It's so good. It's like moreish, creamy. Just when you're in prep, I could eat buckets of it. Good in off season as well, because you don't get a lot of volume. You can make a lot of volume of it, but it's not. You can get 100 carbs easy, and it's down. So what I do is I make it earlier. Made it earlier, and then I just put it in the microwave just now before I have it, and it's like, you can see, just like creamy, stodgy, just very, very biscuity, quite sweet actually, or very sweet with the flavour powder in. You literally 3 grams of that in there, and then obviously that's it. Obviously, what goes with this is 100 grams of raspberries, 20 grams of walnuts, and actually this is supposed to be turkey, this meal, but Nath changed it on the tracker when we come back from the Netherlands, and actually this meal's always been fish, so I just didn't even look at what the protein source was. So I've always been just eating cod, so I keep it at 250 grams of cod, which I put in the air fryer for 10 minutes. I'll show you the final result product of the meal, but again, 100 grams of the rice pudding with 3 grams of flavour powder in it, 100 grams of raspberries, 20 grams of walnuts, 250 grams of cod loin. Favourite meal, not because of the cod, not because of anything else, just because of the rice pudding. Can't wait to get this into me, because I have grafted today. I have done so much in terms of getting in front, which is mega, because it's, you know, when you've got jobs to do, and like, I need to do that, I need to pack, I need to empty that suitcase from before, I need to do that washing, and actually I've just nailed it over the last 3 hours. So it's 2:45 now, more than ready to eat, and then I can actually start editing this video actually, which will get me in front even further. I'm fucking on it today. So meal number 3 coming up. Right, and there's the fish. So just 10 minutes in the air fryer, on high, again, on high power in the Ninja. I'll put the walnuts in the room, and then can't tell you how good that is. Walnuts, and I did forget to mention how I cook the prawns in the morning. Same, I just put the prawns in the air fryer for 10 minutes on high, and then it just makes them a little bit crispy-ish, and you know, not wet and sloppy. I don't really like prawns in that way. And with the cream of rice, I pretty much put 4 times more water in, sometimes 5. Make it really runny. You'd have seen it's just like water. Put it in the microwave for like 5 or 6 minutes up until it goes stiff. Let it sit for 2 minutes. Perfect. So yes, this is it, guys. Meal number 3 going in. Not going to hang about. Starving, tired, hypo. Let's eat. Right, I'm back for another Tesco walk, and we're in for meal number 4, which is 300 grams of Greek yogurt, 20 grams of ISO whey. This is the cinnamon cereal. Right, this meal is, you know, my nicest meal. I've got 15 grams of almond butter in there, and then I've put the salt in as well, and I just mix it. I do half and half because I like it with the peanut butter and without, you know, so you get two different sort of flavours. I don't mix my berries in because one thing I do find is that you'll notice I have little components in all my meals. So if I put everything in one bowl, it may take me 15 spoonfuls to eat. Whereas if I put different things, it'll still take me 15 spoonfuls to eat, and then I can finish with extra bits. So it means I'm eating for longer and picking for longer. I don't know if that makes a difference, but all steps are boxed off. Everything is done. It's nearly 6 o'clock. So then I'll have my last meal around 8. So I'll bunch there's got no carbs in this meal. No carbs in the next meal, apart from the fruit. And then that's going to be the day. But what I've typically started to do recently, well, the last week, is generally I'm on the go all the time. But when I start to have my last meal, or between this meal and my last meal, I'll just relax now. And what does it? Just decompresses my body. And I've noticed that I'm waking up like a lot tighter rather than just being flat out all the time, getting off the laptop, going in the shower, then going to bed. So just this last couple of weeks, just really trying to sort of back off. The peak for the show is going to be, I'm just going to get as lean as I can, as lean as I physically can. I felt it today, and there's a difference between like being lean and just being fucking like body fat is getting so low, it's like getting there. And I'm, a couple of pound off that now, so I'm going to be on the struggle bus in this next week, most definitely. But when I'm struggling or when it hurts is when I like it the most, is when I push, because I know I'm close. And one of the main reasons that forced me to do the show, more so than not more so than anything, but another reason was that I'm so close to all-time condition. I want to see what I can do. I just want to push it. So I'm going to go old school. I'm just normally would sort of like back off and start feeding up and get fresh and then try and dry out and all that sort of stuff. Never works for me. Never has done. The best I looked was a few years ago in Poland, when we just nailed me down, fed me, and then I went on stage. So we're going to get so lean that we can feed hard. If you've got no body fat, you can't spill. You have water in the muscle, and water that sits outside of the muscle. So intracellular, extracellular. The extracellular sits in the body fat, in the fat between the muscle and the skin, the sub-Q. So if there's no body fat, that's why you go to the toilet all the time when you're lean, because there's nowhere to hold the water. You're just passing it. So you can't spill if you've got no body fat, technically. So if I get so fucking lean, I've got, well, obviously not no body fat, 'cause you'll be dead, but the minimal amount of body fat I can to function, regardless of how skinny and fucking, what's the word, flat and stringy I look, we can just feed hard and then we can see what happens. So I'm looking forward to it now. Second to last meal going in. Bezes, salt, 300 Greek yogurt, and an amazing tasting protein. So I'm going to go and eat this. I'm going to go and chill. Still going to be on the laptop, but I'm going to do it on the sofa rather than at the desk and finish some bits. And yes, it's been a long day today, but we're nearly through it. Rest days are shit. Yeah. Can you hear the sizzle? The sizzle of the last meal going down. And an absolute banger. So we are on, last meal, 250 grams of salmon. Full fat salmon. So it's not Atlantic or wild caught or sockeye or anything like that. Just all the fats. Fully farmed salmon. However, it's a nice meal to go to bed on, is this. It's actually, well, I say they're all my favourite. I really enjoy the diet I eat, to be fair. But yeah, just this meal, 250 salmon, same salt, all water's in, everything is done. And actually, the day started off really good, very optimistic. And I'm, blasting away with all my jobs. And like anything in prep, like just them energy levels near the end of the day, just like rapidly declining. But I don't know if you can see me there. Just twist in case. But definitely going to have a drop in the morning. I can feel it. I'm pretty in tune with my body and how my weight's going to go. So 214.6 I think this morning. So tomorrow morning we may even creep into the 212s. The goal was to get to 212. I've not been this light in years, like I said. But I do think there's more to come off from that. Actually, I think if we're at 212 in the morning, I can start to see new lines appearing. Today when I've been looking, I've had a shave, I can start to see some things coming through, and it's pretty exciting actually. While I'm here now, I just really, really want to push this condition as far as I possibly can. Just new levels, new devils, just see what I can physically do. I mean, so far it's reasonably easy. The food I'm eating today, as you can see, it's quite a lot. I'm not no carb or anything like that. And my meat portions are still okay. So my cardio's at 20 minutes. So my body's definitely got lots of room to push. And although a little bit tired, it's like I said, there's a lot of room we can maneuver into. So yeah, very good. Oh, I do have 100 grams of berries with this meal actually as well. And then 7 twists. So salmon, farmed salmon, but an absolute banger, perfect before bed, good fats. And that concludes the full day of eating on a rest day. So what we've got now, we've got push and legs and then rest. So very likely, it's Saturday today, very likely we'll have a feed up Tuesday, Wednesday. So we'll next rest day and then push day. So that'll then leave me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 6 days of digging back down, which will bring all new levels. 3 days of digging for me is a long time. These next 2 days will bring new levels of this prep, and then feed up, get fresh, and then come back down. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we can do. My physique looks completely different, which is weird because in a better way in some aspects, but not as good in others. But I just think there's going to be a lot of guys there that are going to have size and great genetics and great flow. But if I can go there with a must condition, like it's got to count for something. Like look at me and be like, fucking hell, that guy has been in the pits. That condition has to be rewarded somewhere, and maybe start to make my way up the rankings. Which is the show's going to be massive because there's a lot of people doing Tampa. Dubai show's huge as well this weekend, so people are still going to fly over while they're ready. Makes sense. So there may be 20-30 guy lineup. So let's see what we can do. Again, no expectations, just going to enjoy it, and I'm really looking forward to it now. Now I've sorted my priorities myself out. It's just the prep as a whole was never meant to be a prep. It started wrong. Ran 12 weeks of no anabolics, lost 30 pounds. Unexpectedly split up out of a 6-year relationship, left me pretty much homeless. So the fact that I'm actually here now in terms of getting through this prep and getting everything done and still managing to stay fucking pinpoint accurate through everything, and that wasn't even half of it as well, is a miracle. So I'll take it. Well guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate you all as always. We've got I'll do a full day of eating I'll do like a day in the life. And we've got packing for bodybuilding show. If you want me to talk through a peak week strategies, we can do that. And then obviously traveling down to London, staying in the hotel before the airport, doing the whole travel thing, prepping meals for travel, and then being at Texas. I will vlog everything, just everything, and keep bringing it out to you guys. So stay tuned. Do appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you on the next one.